impact of Eric Hosmer signing, Jake Odorizzi trade. A major free agent acquisition and a pair of trades on Saturday gave a jolt of lift to the offseason as MLB teams are preparing to begin their full-squad spring training workouts. The biggest move was the San Diego Padres finally reaching an agreement with first baseman Eric Hosmer. The two sides had been talking for a while before they hammered out a deal for 8 years and $144 million. Hosmer, 28, is coming off back-to-back 25-homer seasons, and his .318 average last year with the Kansas City Royals was a career best, but the move to San Diego doesn't do his fantasy value a whole lot of good. After turning slightly hitter-friendly in 2016, Petco Park reverted to its traditional position among the worst in the majors for hitters, ranking next to last in promoting scoring and home runs last season. Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City was only slightly better. While Hosmer certainly adds a quality bat to a Padres lineup that ranked last in scoring in 2017, the team already had a first baseman in Will Myers. He'll be asked to move back to the outfield, putting Hunter Renfroe, Jose Pirela and Alex Dickerson in competition for the left field job. For someone who's being counted on for power, Hosmer hits way too many ground balls. He was at 56% last year, and his 25 homers were a product of a 23% HR/FP rate that's hard to sustain. I was fairly cautious in ranking Hosmer while he was a free agent because of his most likely destinations. But with the move to San Diego soon to be official, I'm dropping him slightly among first basemen. Previously, I had Hosmer right behind his new teammate Myers at number 11 in my first base rankings. But taking Joey Gallo over Hosmer in the recent Labra mixed draft makes my preference clear. Hosmer drops to the number 12 first baseman and from number 80 to 93 overall. Rays add Cron, send Odorizzi to Minnesota. The Padres weren't the only ones making deals over the weekend. If the Evan Longoria trade didn't already signal it, the Tampa Bay Rays made it clear they're playing for the future, some may say tanking, by dealing number 2 starter Jake Odorizzi to the Minnesota Twins. Odorizzi's value doesn't change much. He might have a slightly better defense behind him now, and the move to Minnesota gives him a better chance to rack up wins. Earlier in the day, the Rays acquired first baseman C.J. Cron from the Los Angeles Angels for a player to be named later. And in a curious move, they also designated DH Corey Dickerson for assignment. Dickerson, 28, hit .282/.325/.490 with 27 home runs last season. Seems like a team in need of offense could use that kind of production. They'll now look to find a trade partner, or they'll lose Dickerson with no compensation. For fantasy owners hoping this signals the beginning of a youth movement in the Tampa Bay area, curb your enthusiasm. The addition of Cron blocks prospect Jake Bauers at first base, and Odorizzi's exit doesn't really open up a spot in the starting rotation for top pitching prospect Brent Honeywell, since the Rays won't need a fifth starter much early in the season. Cron will now get more at-bats than he would on the short side of a platoon in Anaheim. Consider him a corner infield option in deep mixed leagues and AL-only formats. The projected starter at first, Brad Miller, gets thrown into the mix at either second base or DH, which will likely mean prospect Christian Arroyo starts the season in the minors. However, speedster Malek Smith could see more time in left field, with presumed starter Denard Span an option for the vacancy at DH. Cron's departure from the Angels means more at-bats at first base for Luis Valbuena, who hit 22 homers, but with a .199 average last season. It could also mean more opportunities on the offensive side for Shohei Ohtani. Angels skipper Mike Sissy has said over the weekend Ohtani would be available to pinch hit or pinch run on days he wasn't pitching. Of course, that could be taken to say Ohtani would be less likely to be in the lineup as a DH. Stay tuned.